entire living from comedy. This jacket cost 4 jokes. And really, for my house cost several thousand jokes. I've been so fortunate, and if I can help you in any way, take what you write, take your jokes, take your humor, and steal it. That's right. You know, I'm here to help you people. You're already so great. You know, this is so different. Usually, I don't talk to people who are, you know, sober. So, yeah, I talk to people who are drunk, not people who are hungover. So, what is funny? What is funny, and what our challenge is as writers and comedians, is transformational comedy, which means you start with something extremely unfunny. You start with something perhaps painful, even tragic, frustrating in your life. And what you do with it is your talent. How you can take that and transform it into something that gives people laughter means you are a transformer. You're using humor to heal, because when we laugh at a problem, it makes it smaller in size. That's what our challenge is now as comedians. You know, I'm not funny because, oh, I have such a funny, happy life. I'm Jewish. We're miserable people. Thank you, thank you. What's so awesome about all you screwed up people is that if you didn't have those messes in your life, you wouldn't be successful as a writer. When I teach comedy, I ran comedy workshops for many years, and the people who I couldn't teach were like, no, I've had a normal life. Everything was great. It was like, what? What? They go, no, you know, I love, my husband loves me, my kids are great, I have teenagers, they hug me every day. You know, Judy, if I did have a problem, it's that I can't seem to gain any weight. Everything I eat goes right to my breasts. You know, people like that, they are so uninteresting. They are not funny. But it's like we go to the class and go, okay, what's going on with you? I can't lose weight. Fantastic! I've been divorced. Woohoo! One woman had cancer, you know, and I went, well, maybe that's a little too, you know, much. She was going through chemotherapy, and I went, you know, maybe you should wait, I said. And she stood up and she said, you know, this disease has taken away my health, and I'll be damned if it's going to take away my sense of humor. That's the courage that this journey takes. And she stood up at the Hollywood Improv and she said, I have cancer, and the audience went, ooh, you know, like backed off. What's going to happen with this? And everybody got a little nervous. She said, yeah, maybe you saw my car out there. Lose weight now, ask me how. Now, look what happens in that moment of laughter. Not only is the person who finds that joke in her misery, in her tragedy, not only does she empower herself, and obviously her T-cell count improves by her attitude as she is transforming people in the audience. And not only is this a joke, but it's something bigger than a joke. It's something I call the message of you. Because in that moment, in that just moment of that laugh, she goes from mess to success. It's not what happens to you that determines how funny or happy you are. It's what you do with it. And what she did with it was an act of courage that transformed her life and created a new life for her as she took that message message of inspiration, she took it to other cancer survivors. She then took her story and she turned it into a book. And now she's extremely successful author and speaker and running her own business. Before she had cancer, her life had no purpose, and now she has purpose. That's the power of finding what your message is. And you can't have a message. You can't even spell message without the first 4 letters. You can't spell message without mess. That's right, without a mess. And most people, what I call people who aren't writers, civilians. Most civilians are very deeply involved in their drama. They're like looking at they go from spinning plates. Isn't that what, we all do that. I mean, we're going like, okay, I got this plate going. Remember the circus act, and you got the plate, and you got the stick, and you got to spin and make sure nothing falls. Okay, I'm going to the gym. I'm taking care of myself, and I gotta go to work. I gotta do work. I hate my job, but I'm going to work, and I'm trying to go to the gym. Okay, I'm going to the gym, and oh, I gotta Facebook and check in while I'm at the gym, because if I don't check in, was I really there? All right. So we get these plates going, and then we add to them, and it's like, okay, I got somebody. I'm married. Okay, and then I'm going to the gym. I don't need to go to the gym anymore. I'm married. Anyway, so then you got your plate. You got kids, right? You got a husband, and then he's a codependent. Got to spin his friggin' plate. I want to show you that you're not in a miserable marriage. It's comedy material. You don't have the boss from hell. It's a heckler. There's not anything that you can't transform into comedy. There's nothing you can't transform. Your son wasn't arrested drunk on the TV show Cops. You have a relative in show business. And add this word, and this word really works. Woohoo! Right? Right? Whatever it is. I'm getting old. Woohoo! What a crime if you don't get that message out. Your writing, your humor, your journey from mess to success. There's a thin line between comedy and tragedy. And the closer you can get to that edge, start with something unfunny, like you have not a clue. It's hard to tell at a certain point what is a comedy and what is a tragedy. It's what you do with it. In closing, I just want to tell you this one little story. You tell me if this is a comedy or tragedy, okay? I'll tell you the story. You're born in Austria, and you have 10 brothers and sisters, and your mother dies tragically at a young age, leaving you to be brought up by your cold military father, who just gets nuns to take care of you. It gets even worse. Each nun has a guitar and makes you sing, just having gotten over your mother's death and your whole father and your abandonment issues, but it gets worse. It's 1940s, and you find out that your boyfriend is a Nazi, and you're only 16 going on 17. And you want to, and you then have to run to escape this guy and his Nazi friends, and you're running, and you have to climb a mountain